You've heard us talk about them. They're in, and they're on the website.
Absolutely. Our brand new America's Diesel podcast, branded bills, badass, flex fit, performance material, sweat stain resistant. It literally feels like it cools your head.
I don't know how that's possible, but somehow it is. Yeah, you can rock it. You know, I'm more of a flat bill kind of guy. You can do that. You can curve it. For all you taco holder guys, you can even throw that in there.
Yeah.
And then snap back with a little bit of the flex fit.
Yeah.
Big head approved, small head approved.
And it's extremely comfortable. I almost guarantee, I say almost guarantee. No, I guarantee this is the most comfortable hat you will ever wear. And the logo, rubber. Awesome. Yeah. Came out great.
Super detailed rubber on there, so it's never going to fade on you. If you want to get one of these in your hands, they are $50, shipped to the lower 48, plus tax, if applicable in your state. Just go on the dieselpowerproducts.com, search hat, look for the fantastic Jam and Eagle logo, and pick yourself up some before they're out of stock.
Yeah.
You're listening to America's Diesel Podcast.
Oh, fly just conjugates on that piece of shit.
For those of you wondering, there's a fly on Sleepy Joe's head, and that's what Tyler's referring to. Do we get in trouble for saying bad words early in the podcast? Is that a thing?
Well, I don't think so.
All right.
Once you got the E.
Once you got the E, baby.
Means
E for exciting.
E for everyone.
Entertainment.
Yeah. Entertainment. Everyone.
Extra.
Extra, extra.
Explicit. Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Well, you tuned into this episode because we're about to talk about a truck that does not attract flies, because it is not a piece of shit. It is, in fact, the shit.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna talk about the brand new Ford Super Duty for 2023, and we're gonna, for some reason, GM just, I don't know why, but they're just releasing a 2024. We haven't even touched 2023 yet. We're not even done with 2022, but yeah, they're just,
who knows? But yeah,
all jacked up on those espressos over there. Just 2024.
Too many
glizzies.
Is it too many rainbow glizzies?
Yeah.
And pink mocha choco bullshits.
Yeah. This week's podcast episode is brought to you by Fuel Bomb Diesel Additive, an additive designed for diesel enthusiasts, made by diesel enthusiasts. Ben, take it away.
Hell yeah, dude. So this is our in-house Fuel Bomb fuel additive for your diesel truck. Our biggest thing here is making sure that you can pretty much always have diesel additive on you all the time. You've got a lot of other additives out on the market that they have, anti-gel in there all the time. They have cetane in there all the time. They end up being big and bulky bottles. Our standard everyday diesel fuel additive is 1 ounce per 32 gallons, and that's its main job is to make sure that your fuel system stays lubricated and prevents the formation of algae. And it should also help you in colder climates too.
Should definitely help you in colder climates. Along with cleaning your fuel system and maintaining it, it'll also help you bump that cetane number up for a more efficient burn of your diesel fuel. And if cetane is just what you're after, there's the Fuel Bomb Hellfire, which is our straight 8+ cetane enhancer.
Yeah, and you guys asked, and we brought them back. We did go away from the bottles that didn't have the measuring little parts in there. We brought them back for you, so now you can measure out your 1 ounce per 32 gallons for the F-Bomb or 4 ounces per 32 gallons for the Hellfire.
Both these additives are available on our website, dieselpowerproducts.com. Now let's get back to that episode.
But yeah, let's get into this episode. Thanks for tuning in for this episode about the brand new 2023 Super Duty and the, for some reason, 24 Duramax. Whatever. you can find us on all your normal podcast avenues. That's Google Play, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts on there. Also check us out on the social medias, Instagram. You can find us on there by searching America's Diesel Podcast. We do go live every Wednesday in between filming sessions because we film 2 episodes every Wednesday. So right around 5 p.m. Pacific time, we go live on there. Have a beer with the boys. Tell us about your weekend, what you got to go on next weekend, projects, ABC, all that kind of good stuff. Tyler, reviews, go.
Oh, yeah, let's keep those reviews coming in. Leave a review on any of the platforms that you listen to this podcast on. Screenshot that review and send it to podcast@dieselpowerproducts.com. Make sure to include a picture of your truck and an address that we can send a super awesome decal to that's just like our backdrop and our logos on our awesome, sweet, succulent hats.
So good. I love it. I freaking love these hats.
I know
the ad for these hats plays in the beginning, but I'm going to tell you again, these hats are the best.
I got one for my buddy Keith that lives down the road. And he said the same thing. I didn't even prompt him to say it. But he's like, "This is the most badass hat I've ever had."
Yeah,
I'm
so excited for these things.
It
still makes me happy when I put it on.
Well, yeah. I mean, you just got a new one. So
No, I stole it back from my son.
Oh, well, after a kid having the hat,
Yeah.
it still looks brand new.
I know. My kid's been rolling around and worked to school, and I stole it back from him.
Can you turn me up just a touch? I feel like I can hear. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
There you are.
yeah.
Oh, coming in hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need parts for your diesel pickup, make sure and check out dieselpowerproducts.com. If you see that quick ship logo on the listing, that means the part is verified, in stock, ready to rock. If you have questions on that part, make sure and reach out to one of our knowledgeable sales technicians. They're on the phones 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you are placing an order with them, make sure and tell them you're a podcast listener. You receive special attention from me, but no monetary discount, just thumbs ups and thank yous for supporting the channel. If you're placing an order online in the delivery instructions area, I know it's super quick to miss, but there's one line in there. If you just write podcast, I can go through and find it later on. If you place an order and you missed it and you're like, damn, I still want to let them know. Don't worry, DM me, shoot me, whatever. Let me know what your order number is, name, email address, whatever. I can still find it and flag it down. And if you are purchasing parts for your diesel pickup and you're not buying from us, I do want to know why. Good, bad, happy, or sad, just because we want to be the best in the industry. And I have gotten messages on that stuff before. And if you have messaged me on that, I hope that I've supplied you with a good response. Sometimes I feel like I come off like as a dick, but at the end of the day, like I try and keep it as real as possible because some of the reasons that we don't carry certain things are reasons that I never would have thought about unless I was on this side of the counter.
Yeah.
So maybe if we have enough time in this particular episode, I'll give an example of one of those, but if not, I'll definitely do it next episode.
I think we have some business to attend to as well.
Yes.
Oh. What? What's your
I don't
business?
know. What's your business? Tyler?
No, the last video that we posted, we had some haters.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about them real quick. It's kind of funny. I get a kick out of it. Yeah. I think it's hilarious.
So the day that we're filming this, it's the 28th. It's September 28th. The Super Duty release was last night. We're going to push this one out ASAP, try and get it out there as soon as possible. But we had an episode about Life Motorsports, LYFE,
yeah.
And we had some people that were very
critical.
I think maybe we got some new viewers from it. Because
maybe.
I hope we did. Because,
yeah.
I mean, Life Motorsports has really nothing to do with us at all. In fact, they're more so in the gas and like GT.
Well, custom vehicle building.
Yeah.
Well, in those little custom vehicles that they have.
Exactly. But if you're listening to us because you watched or listened to that podcast, welcome. But yeah, we had a couple of comments on the YouTube page where people were like, it was very evident that they hadn't listened to the podcast before because they were just like, diesel guys talking shit about diesel trucks, way to alienate your audience. I was like, and it was because
have you been in a room with diesel guys like ever? With any car guy, ever.
And it was because Tyler called an eco diesel, or no, the LPO or whatever. The small Duramax,
the small
grocery
Duramax.
getter.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like
compared to diesel trucks right now, yeah, it's a freaking grocery getter. All
yeah,
right?
the bed in that is like smaller than an El Camino. El Camino's bed.
Yeah.
Like it's not a like I could go to the grocery store with like $20 and fill the bed.
Yeah. like 4 or 5 boxes of tampons will do it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why you listen to us, because we keep it real.
No, but seriously, like I honestly think that haters are hilarious. I think it's super funny when people call us out on something that we said and like get butthurt about it. Totally. To me, it's just that means we did our job.
Yeah. And that means we're accessible because guess what? You left a YouTube comment and now we're talking about it. So if you managed to stick around for this many episodes, welcome to the crew.
Yeah. Like I don't even get upset like even a little bit. No. Like it's I honestly wish there was more. Because like especially I'm not like the best at like comebacks. Well, I am like 3 months later.
That's why this one was so funny because your underhanded like backhand at it was so fluid.
I know. Sometimes I black out.
Shocked.
Like I black out and it's like some funny shit comes out of his mouth. But most of the time, like you like answering back to people, like I could never do that. Like on the spot, like I would write something and delete. And then, oh yeah, that's good. That's too much. Delete. I'd be there for like a half hour and then I would just end up not doing it. Like that's how I roll.
Yeah. Okay, let's get in this episode here. The main thing we're going to talk about is there was 2 new trucks released over the last week or two.
Holy hell, look at that valance on that thing. I just noticed that.
Yeah, that thing's low.
Wow.
But the one I'm most excited about are the new 2023 Super Duty lineups, and I watched it live yesterday on YouTube. One thing I totally forgot to mention: our Facebook group. If you're on Facebook and you want to get on the group and actually be able to talk with other guys that listen to the podcast, and I think there might be a girl on there too, maybe, I don't know. We're on Facebook. Search America's Diesel Podcast, the group. It's that simple. That's actually a play on a certain movie. If you can guess it, you're not going to get anything, but it's America's Diesel Podcast, the group.
Is it like one of those parody movies?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Totally parody movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the answer. We'll just leave it for whoever wants to answer that.
Okay, fine.
There are questions to get into the group, and yes, you must answer them.
Dewey something.
Dewey Cox?
Yeah.
Same genre of movie, but no, not it.
Damn it. Okay, I'm done. Anyways.
Yeah. So the Super Duty, I'm freaking in love with it. I don't know if I've ever seen a new truck release and been like, hell yeah.
Yeah. First things first. First thing that catches my eye is the grill looks like a normal truck grill. And I love how they just brought back just the Ford emblem smack dab in the middle of the grill. No big Ford, no big bars, like just a truck's grill with the Ford emblem right there smack dab in the middle. I like that. The valance on the bumper, and this may be different between trim packages, but that valance looks like it's at least 2-3 feet long,
it's
tall.
Huge.
That thing is ginormous.
Yeah, I'm sure that's because of the aero package on there and whatnot.
Sure,
but you take that off, and that's a much different looking. Or I don't know, chop 6 to 9 inches off of it.
Well, we did. What do we do on LJS? What valance do we put on that? Was that like a sport truck or something like that? It was like a.
It was a 2-wheel-drive one because they're lower.
Yeah, it was a 2-wheel-drive valance. I'll bolt right up. I'm sure probably the same thing will occur with these trucks. I'm sure there's another truck that has a smaller one that you could put on. Not a big deal. But again, I do like the front end of the trucks. I didn't watch the reveal thing because I just didn't have the patience for it. So I just Googled images of the new truck. I got so many different pictures of headlight configurations. I'm not sure which one is actually real. I guess we'll find out. Do they have all the trim the trim?
They have
options?
a couple of trim packages on there. But so as far as power plant packages on the Super Duty stuff, you've got the 6.8 V8.
Yeah.
The 7.3 Godzilla.
Yeah.
And of course the 6.7 Power Stroke.
Yeah. They
did mention it, and they do talk about it on their website, but they don't give any numbers. They are going to offer a high output 6.7 Power Stroke, geared specifically towards those that are towing, which got me super excited. But then, of course, they didn't actually say what it was.
Diesel Army does. If you go to Diesel Army site.
Of what the HO is?
They talked about a little bit. Something about a turbo, something about, or maybe that was a GM.
Because they did mention the power. I think it was a 450.
You're there.
And
Scroll down the news.
1050 for the Power Strokes. All of those will have the 10-speed transmissions on there, which is pretty badass.
Yeah.
There's the
very
there.
top one.
Yeah. Sorry, Corey's working on the computer, getting us our display here. Okay. Geared up. G'd up from the feet up.
Really pushing Diamond Advantage diesel parts.
Good grief.
God.
Okay,
keep going down.
Keep
Down.
going.
Down.
Keep going.
Right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay, sorry.
high output.
There'll be a 6.2, and they call them Godzilla variants. Okay, the 6.2-liter Boss engine from the Super Duty trucks, that stays there.
No,
That'll
they're retiring it. Retiring the 6.2.
I'm sorry, yeah. So retiring 6.2 liters gone. A 6.8-liter Godzilla variant, which I'd like to know more about.
Yeah.
They're claiming the smaller gasoline engine will be aimed providing low-end torque and better acceleration. Meanwhile, highly coveted 7.3-liter Godzilla will remain the go-to engine for looking for maximum horsepower out of a gas. Let's see.
The second paragraph. So 6.7 Power Stroke V8 diesel is positioned for the job site and requires fewer maintenance intervals. The new high-output 6.7-liter Power Stroke will feature a unique turbo, upgraded exhaust manifolds, and unique tuning targeting the best horsepower and torque in the class.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm curious about exhaust manifolds and the turbo though. Like
I'm curious to know
that.
what the numbers will be because the factory numbers on that 6.7 Power Stroke, like I mentioned before, it was like a 450, 1050, or 450, 1150, or something like that.
Aren't they already top dog?
I think so.
Yeah. The camera thing. Let's talk about that for a second because that is some freaking technology that is, I think, super cool. Although it is kind of taking some of the situational awareness away from you. Like, I always complain about how stupid drivers are nowadays. We're just making the vehicles easier for stupid people to drive around. And it
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's cool.
One of the things that I do like about it, and this is one of the things that GM has not figured out how to do it on theirs with their cameras and whatnot, is like you're seeing right there on that one, but they will have it available to where on the heads-up display or on the touchscreen, you can actually have the cameras running while you're driving.
Yeah, because they have they claim, I think on here, they wanted no blind spots even with towing a trailer.
Yeah, so you can even hook up your trailer cameras to that and be able to see everything while you're towing.
How the hell are they doing that with a trailer? Like, I know it's probably like some sort of algorithm, some ones and zeros, some crazy tech with that. But like when you
add the cameras to the trailer.
No, that's not what they do.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what they do.
They mentioned that you'll be able
to add them.
You'll be able to do that for those that have cameras on trailers.
I thought I read something that's like, well, yeah, you just hook up to a trailer and be able to see all kind of trailer time.
When the lady was talking on there, she mentioned that adding cameras to the factory heads-up display, but then it also has cameras on the very, very tips of the rear view mirrors.
Yeah.
So when you pull those out, you've got this huge wide-angle camera going all the way down the side of the vehicle and the trailer, which I think is pretty badass.
They brought in that trailer backing up knob that the F-150s have into these trucks. So
And the tongue weight.
That is cool.
That's cool.
That is cool.
So as you start loading the truck down, it'll calculate the tongue weight for you and tell you what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can actually load your trailer properly.
Yeah.
What was the other thing?
That little paragraph right there, Corey, I'm not a huge fan of. And not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but like there's already like people saying like, oh, they shut down my Tesla because of some sort of like to have Big Brother watching your truck.
Right.
Like I'm not a huge fan of.
Well, I agree. Big Brother watching it, but whether they're touting it as being able to manage a fleet.
Sure.
Yeah. They do also have a lot of the creature comforts as far as like the workstation stuff from the F-150 they brought over.
Yep.
So like the swiveling center console to put a laptop on. You can fold the front seats down completely flat, which I think is pretty rad.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we understand you guys sleep when you can. And I do believe that it also has the obviously adaptive cruise control, lane assist,
all that
kind of shit on there.
Yeah.
Really, really makes you want a brand new truck. I definitely cannot afford it, but 100% I would love one of those brand new trucks.
Does Ford's website show the like starting at prices?
I'm sure they're starting at like 80, minimum
outrageous.
80 for like a extended cab 250 XL or XLT or something like that. Also on the beds, they made the step coming off the tailgate 3 inches longer.
Oh.
And then they also added the step on the front of the bed and the step on the back bumper, taking a cue from GM. I think that's fantastic.
I think it's a cool idea. I would have rather, instead of a foot pocket in the actual bed, to have like a one of those like amp sort of
the retractable ones.
Yeah, that hides. I like it, but I at the same time I kind of don't like the look of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just one thing that, like, if it's like muddy and you're constantly climbing up there with your boots and you're like jacking up that little step, like that's a part of the aesthetics of the truck. Like,
I bet you someone will come out with a delete panel for it.
Around 40? Yeah, no.
That's a gasser for sure.
Yeah. All in all, it's a nice looking truck. I do like it. I'm going to already say it before we even look at the GM. I have seen the GM. I do like it much better than the GM.
Mm-hmm.
90. It's gonna be more than that.
I didn't see any towing numbers on it though, but I assume they're gonna meet or exceed what the. Oh, we totally forgot about the battery package that comes with it. It 2 kilowatts of
Oh yeah, because you can
battery
plug
supply.
in and like power a circular saw or whatever you're trying to power.
Yeah, they're basically trying to make sure that for a lot of people out there, you just wouldn't even have to carry your generator with you.
So it's basically just got a built-in inverter
Yeah,
running off the batteries of the vehicle.
providing 2 kilowatts of energy.
Yeah.
Which I don't know exactly how much 2 kilowatts is. I know it's not a little bit. It's not like a bajillion.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's not 1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I do like that when you for a guy that like me that goes camping and stuff like that I would probably use that from time to time if I had something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which here's the thing, guys. Anybody can put an inverter in their truck to power something. You just got to make sure you have the battery to back it.
Right.
So this is not like brand new. It's new technology to have it built into a vehicle, but at the same time, just so everybody's aware, you could buy an inverter right now on Amazon or whatever and wire it in, and you could have that same basic setup.
One of the things I do want to know about this truck, though, is, and I think there were a couple comments on this, at least on some other posts. It might have been in the podcast group page as well on Facebook. But so when the new Mustang came out, it's got a fully 100% digital gauge cluster.
Yeah.
And you can change
to like a Fox body gauges. And
exactly.
Whatnot, yeah.
This has that same style gauge cluster.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, will you be able to do like an OBS?
I don't know why you want to.
I love the gauges on OBSs.
I mean, there's nothing special about them, though.
I know, but like just something different to look at. You know what I mean? Like you could. I don't know.
I think it'd be cool to be able to do something similar to like an Edge, where you can kind of put the gauges up there that you wanted.
Yeah.
And change colors, maybe put a custom background or something in there.
Oh, they're also doing windshield displays.
Oh, the heads-up display?
Heads-up display, which will have, I believe, speed, gear, and when you do have your tire pressure monitors hooked up to the trailer, you can also have trailer tire pressure up on the windshield. And I will say, as far as their presentation goes and like all the monologues they had up there, they were, in my opinion, absolutely hitting the nail on the head as far as like, look, guys, this is a truck that builds America.
Yeah.
Like this is, we're making sure that you can get the job done. There was no, this is the most environmentally friendly, which I'm sure they are I'm sure they are having to adhere to, really big environmental issues and stuff like that. But they're basically just like, look, this is what we have, and we made this to make sure that you get your shit done.
So we were wondering about the turbo, so under intake manifold. So 6.7 basic 6.7, not the high output, just a single turbocharger charged air. For high output, it says water jacketed single turbocharger charged air. They just put a nice little jacket. It's just like a little vest they're putting on it. I don't know. Water jacketed.
Are they adding like an additional
cooling
cooler to be able to run the engine even harder?
I've never heard of that. Water jacketed single turbocharger. Hey Siri. What's a water jacketed single turbocharger? It just pulls up liquid cooled turbos.
Yeah, shut up, Siri.
Yeah, shut up.
You don't know anything. You know what you're talking about. If you scroll down, are there any or up or whatever, are there any towing numbers or anything like that? Any payload numbers? Keep going. Transmissions. They all get the 10 speed, in case you were wondering.
Badass.
Brakes. Fuel cell. Or fuel.
Fuel
What's
capacity.
the crew cab? 48 gallons. Okay.
I've got 50.
I was going to say I could have done better than that,
Yeah.
but I appreciate the 48 gallons. The high output, no estimated fuel capacity there. Remember we were talking about basically having like a hot shot pickup. I would love to if their high output had like 100-gallon fuel tank in there or something like that. That would be so freaking cool.
That's basically, Ram had that the concept vehicle for the long haul Ram. I still think they should make like some sort of modular rear seat configuration for guys that do, like the hot shot trucking and that sort of thing, to put like a little bed back there, like a flip down bed and like big storage, and maybe have like a little. If you can you already have a plug-in in the back, put a little plug-in for like a small TV, or something, something, for those kind of guys, kind of make it like a semi truck that has kind of some of those creature comforts of the big rig guys.
I think that's pretty badass.
Nothing for towing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see if we can find the different trims. I'd like to see if the headlights are different, because there is that one that I showed you this morning that had the weird headlights.
So if you look at the picture that was up there before, it still has that portion of the headlight. It's just not lit. I'm wondering if part of those, one of them is like a daytime running light, and the other one is like when the lights are actually on.
But then there was the XLT that I showed you that had like the best looking headlights, I thought.
If Corey, was it the link I sent you?
This is
okay. I could have sworn they were. I might be able to find the link to the YouTube video from the release, because they had a whole bunch of different trim packages shown there. Let me try a quick little Google search here and see what comes up. 2023
the Galleria
Ford Super Duty.
Yeah, and the tongue weight thing, like for your fifth wheel guys or gooseneck guys, that is super awesome. To be able to. At the same time, though, that's kind of some technology that kind of is out there. Have you seen the Bluetooth plug-in, like hitch weight?
Yeah, like WaySafe has a
the little plug-in thing.
It's like
basically, it's like a little gyro that like you put in your truck, and as long as it's got like stock suspension and whatnot, it can kind of calculate. I mean, obviously, it's probably not exact, but it's pretty close.
Move big.
But I will say a lot of the technology that they're putting in this truck they've had.
There's a Tremor. There's an STX. I think I can go over a little bit. Scroll down just a tiny bit low. It should be an arrow to go over. Keep going. Bingo. And we've got a sport
black appearance.
Black. Okay.
That's it. Well, they're not showing XLT, but I wonder if here the biggest thing is the grill. I really like what they did with the grill. I feel like they kind of went back in time a little bit and went a little bit more, simplistic with the grill design, which I like. I think it looks great on that truck.
And they didn't back away from big ass headlights. I love big headlight housings. Those are huge. Look at it. It goes the entire height. It goes from the bumper all the way to the hood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Whereas
honestly, it's super intimidating looking.
It's like a mega truck.
It's like a.
Is it mega intimidating?
It's like alt-right mega.
Yeah.
Like super mega.
That truck's racist.
Yeah, I would. I might say that.
I'm pretty sure that truck.
That truck's a bigot. Is what it is.
That truck is culturally oppressive to many people. Feels like it went back in time.
God, look at that valance.
Yeah.
God, that is obnoxious.
That looks comical.
My Lord. Like your approach angle, if you took that off, would be like, literally, it looks like it's a foot long. Good looking front bumper.
That's a great, get that valance off. That's a great looking front end.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's we'll hopefully have these pictures up on the YouTube video, but if you haven't, go take a look at the front valance on these new Power Strokes, and it's
man, that's outrageous.
Whoa.
I like their mirrors. I like what they're doing there. That emblem, that side emblem, though, my Lord. See, I don't like how big it is there, especially on like a sport truck where you have a solid color everything, and then you have this giant black separation between the front fender and the door. Like it throws my eye a little bit. I have to see one in person. I'll probably change my mind on it, but it having an emblem that big that is like the whole seam from the fender to the door kind of looks weird.
Not a fan.
And this is just from pictures. I'm really trying to grasp at straws here, trying to find something I don't like about it.
Price,
valance, headlights. I'm iffy on. Grill emblem or fender emblem. So
before the episode started, we were talking about the dually rear fenders, and like I personally like them, and and for two reasons. One, if I recall correctly, they are basically just drilling holes and able to stamp a dually fender onto a stock or a single rear wheel bed. So that cuts down on cost as far as production a lot.
Yeah.
But the other thing there is because the dually fender, it doesn't. When you look at like the third gen Rams, or even some of the GM trucks where they have the big fiberglass side, how it kind of smooths out from the front, all the way in. You ever tried grabbing something out of the bed? Right.
So Ram did have a fix for 1 year. I'm pretty sure it was a
fourth gen.
Google 2007 Mega Cab dually.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because I know guys that hot shotters that will take they'll put a 2-wheel drive bed on there and slap on those fenders.
Is it 2007?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, they basically just did a giant fender flare, but it looks like just a fender flare. Like it doesn't look like
a fender flare.
It doesn't look like a dually side. Like pull up that red truck. Will that get bigger? If you click on it, yeah, a little bit. I think that's hot.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah, so I like that Ford is doing that, especially with a step right there. It's going to give you access to the bed. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I could take or leave the fact that there's a black plastic step on the bedside there.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they put a step in the bumper like GM did. I think that was a great page to take out of their book. They absolutely killed on that. And I think that they really did a good job on the front end. Like my hat's off
I do
to
too.
them.
I have to hand them. And I like the fact that they're not talking about any electric bullshit.
No.
I saw an article. It was posted by Louder with Crowder about the F-150 electric Lightning towing in an aluminum trailer with like a Model A on it.
Oh yeah, 85 miles.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes the truck
So
completely useless.
I believe that guy that's in that video is that Hoovy?
Yeah,
Howie?
Hoovy, something. Yeah, weird name.
But yeah, that was pretty hilarious too. And I do think that and we all know I am a Ford fanboy, but I also am a real, I call it like I see him, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And Corey Willis has been making some pretty freaking banger on posts lately. If you don't follow him, you should. That's Corey Willis from PPI Tuning, and lots of other things, but that's pretty much where you know him from. I do think Ford's hand is getting rushed to get something in for the electric vehicles and stuff like that, and I get it. Like they are trying to play by the rules, but I'm also going to key off of the fact, one of the things that another guy we found on the podcast a while back, Matt McAdam, from Chasing Dust. I don't know if he's still doing that or not. I can't remember. But he had one of those electric Mustangs.
Yeah.
And he's also one of those guys. He's got a 7.3 van. He's got a Tundra. It's a pre-runner. Like, he's not some guy that's like, oh, electric everything. He's like, my commute was like 100 miles a day, but I had to run. It was all in town. It was never more than like 20 miles from my house. Like, it was perfect for me. Yeah. And it's fast as hell. Okay,
yeah.
I don't care what you guys say. It's fast. But he made a really, really good point, and this goes for BMW as well. And it's part of the reason that you see like Dodge no longer offering V8s in some of their sports cars and stuff like that is how many Dodge electric cars do you see? None. And BMW still keeps their performance cars coming out.
Yeah.
Ford are still keeping big ass V8s and Mustangs and putting big old gas engines in trucks. And a lot of it, I believe, is because the rules now state, not now, but in the very near future, state that they have to sell, X amount of percentage of vehicles that are electric. And so things like the electric Mustang and the Lightning have to exist in order for us to be able to have these right now. It's the lesser of two evils. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're trying to play by the rules, and I get why they're like getting their hand forced. Like, we don't want to make a subpar product, but we have to pump out this product that's going to be subpar. We're going to. It's like the Costco hot dog. You take the loss.
The glizzy.
So the glizzy, the Costco glizzy. You take the loss on that. Like you take the known punch in the face, so that you can win the fight later on.
Sure, but yeah, I don't know. At the same time, it's like, what? I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. The same. Don't call it a Lightning.
Yeah, I was dumb. I get where they were
Don't
going
call
with
the
that.
Mustang, the electric Mustang, a Mustang. That's a Ford Escape.
Yeah.
It's not a Mustang. Like, Mustang has a heritage going back to the freaking early 60s of being a sports car.
The only thing Mustang about it was the fact that it was fast. That's it.
No excuse.
No.
No excuse.
In my opinion, they should have called
Because I'm
it.
sure there's, sure, it might be fast, but I bet you a Demon would probably eat it up. What's faster, a Demon or an electric Mustang? I bet you a Demon would eat it up.
I'm going to start Googling Corey.
I saw a Demon race a Tesla, and it was actually pretty close. Like, it wasn't. Yes, it was. The Tesla beat it, but it was hanging in there. Like, it's. I mean.
So here's the other thing too
come
with electric vehicles, as far as like being fast, and it kind of goes off of what you're talking about, these features for towing.
Yeah.
You can have zero fast car driving experience, and you get in a Tesla or an electric car, as long as you point the steering wheel in the right direction and just floor it,
Yeah.
it's going to be that same fast every time.
Sure.
As long as the wheels aren't slipping or
Well,
something
as long
like
as
that.
your charge is still.
As long as you're charged up. But when you have someone that's like, you can have a Demon at a track that there's more factors working against you. You know, your tires could spin, you can miss a shift or something
but
like that.
it sounds cool as shit.
Oh, it's yeah. One of them makes my pants tight.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you a Demon eats up a electric Mustang.
My
I'd
question
put
is,
money on it.
why not call it something else besides a Mustang? You
Call
have
it a pony.
Yeah.
call it
Ride my pony.
but yeah, it's not a Mustang. There's nothing Mustang about that car other than the freaking horse badge. But that's the kind of stuff that frustrates me which it's a manufacturer. They own the rights to the name. They could put that on anything. I understand, but as someone who's been a vehicle enthusiast their entire life, to see you completely just demolish a cool car that you guys are, a cool truck that a manufacturer made.
Called it a Mustang E. Or E Mustang. You know what they should have called it? An E-Stang.
It's too close.
I think that still would have been fine. It expresses the fact that it's a performance vehicle.
That race probably never happened because it's like...
No, it's called a Mustang Mach-E. I think that's what it is, right?
You would think Electric Mustang would have pulled it up.
Yeah. Mustang Mach-E. There it is.
Well, what's the... Oh, versus a Hellcat Durango. I'd watch that. I'd watch that race 1,000 times over.
Yeah. I'm gonna need more
Which,
Barley juice.
by the way, like if I was ever in the market for like a cool, fast rig, I'd honestly consider the Durangos or the Jeeps, like the Trailhawk, or those are bad of the bone, man.
They get down hard.
They get down so. I mean, obviously, I've seen videos of some modified ones, and they launch. Go to that first one. Play that first one.
They do, but I will say, as far
Just
as
fast
like
forward it until they race.
those super like, oh
Whoa,
my god,
hello.
whoa, it's playing in our ears. That's
kind of cool. Does that mean it's recording?
Nice.
That's kind of cool. We just learned something new.
Yeah. Always learning, right?
Yeah, just fast forward that fella.
But for me, as far as the performance SUVs go, I've always been a fan of the SS Trailblazers. It may be because
Those are cool.
They came out when I worked at GM, so I got to like drive them when they were
Yeah.
brand new and stuff like that. But 6.2 liter all-wheel drive, supercharged, like
Yeah.
fucking get it, bro.
Yeah.
And keep it. That was 2008.
Yeah.
Like that is rad. And of course, the interiors are super big and badass, and it's just absolutely rips. Do they ever race?
I hate videos like this.
Mach-E sets quarter-mile record versus Hellcat. Okay, that was it right there.
Yeah, right
They're
there.
lining up. All right, yeah.
Oh God, come on, Durant. Okay, this isn't a Challenger, or like a Demon Y body, and he got the jump on him.
Well, I think it's always going to look like it gets the jump because it takes off so fast.
Then the guy his light's going. He's giving him a handicap.
With the light.
Barely beat him.
Yeah. Okay.
So if they would have launched at the same time, I think the Durango would have beat him.
Here's my question, though. For those that are listening right now, did that sound like a drag race with two vehicles?
No, it sounded
or did that just sound like a vehicle taking off?
Yeah.
A singular vehicle. And that's exactly what we're talking about. If you want to talk
There's
about
no soul in those electric vehicles. There's zero soul.
Ain't got no soul. My pants are still not tight. Anymore.
Yeah.
Nah, can't.
If I want to feel like riding, if I want to ride in a roller coaster, like I'll just ride in a roller coaster. Like that's what I feel like it would be like. Because roller coasters, they're super fast, they're quiet. You don't hear anything. There's no engine noise, obviously, because it's a roller coaster. But yeah.
All right, so let's get into
right, GM.
Apparently the 2024 freaking GM.
Yeah,
so
they're not doing
they basically
anything
said
I feel
they
like,
basically called 23. They're like, yeah, we're not changing anything, but here's what we're doing in 24.
I feel like vehicles now are like cell phones. Like they have to have a new one like every year.
Yeah,
it's kind of frustrating.
Well, I mean the cars were like that back in the day, like in the 60s. Like so I've been looking at Ford Galaxies a lot. You guys know I have a thing with Ford Galaxies, and it's like every year in the 60s and stuff like that, there were actual real changes. And I'm not talking like obviously you look at a Mustang, like you can always kind of tell what years they are, but and to most people they may seem like subtle changes. To Mustang people, they seem like huge changes.
Right.
Oh, the blinker's in a totally different spot. The bumper's in there. You look at a Galaxy from like 61, 2, 3, 4. There's like, wow, that fender is totally not the same.
Yeah.
The front of that vehicle is totally different.
No, I would agree because I mean, even like my favorite car, Fairlane, a 62 is different than from a 63.
Mm-hmm.
A 63 is different than a 64, and a 64 and a 65 are like not even close.
Yeah.
And then a 65 to 67, not even close. Like so, they're yeah.
But I mean, if I were a manufacturer, and again, I'm sure there are extenuating circumstances and requirements that they have to meet, and they're always trying to improve and whatnot. But like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, well, I think too a lot of they're competing with other manufacturers. So if another manufacturer comes out with something new, like I would say Ram has probably been the best at kind of keeping things relatively the same for periods of time. Corey, you getting a freaking you beering up, bro? You doing it?
I think he's refilling us.
Oh, I was like, damn, bro. I thought you were not feeling good.
Well, yeah, so GM decided just to skip the 23. So we're going to take the L. No progress here. Go straight to 24. What we're all probably thinking, yes, the mirrors are still dumb. Nothing changed there.
The front end is the biggest thing on this truck. So I think anytime you change a front end, that is a huge change. Mm-hmm. Like that's a big thing. And you want to make sure whatever you're putting out there is, good looking.
Yeah.
Me and Ben have came to the conclusion today, the front end of the 2024 GM looks like a well hung female in the front with a sports bra on. Is that what we came to the consensus with?
Yeah. But not like the one you'd want to look at.
Yeah. Like where it gets smashed together where it looks like just one boob.
It's mono boob.
Yeah,
it's got mono boob.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell they're doing with their headlights. It's like I know that trend with the outline. It's been going around basically since like the 15 F-150s and some of the Duramaxes and GMs and stuff right around the late teens, mid-late teens. And it seems like every year they have to change it up and be slightly different. And now they're just at this, which in my opinion, like
to me, like the headlights don't match the grill, that don't match the hood, that don't match. Even though the bumper still has some of those angles in it, like nothing, it doesn't look like it goes together. Like
on the bars going across the grill, you see how when it gets towards the headlight, it gets thicker.
Yeah.
Why? That's stupid. That looks like shit in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
And also to have the Chevy logo at the top of the grill and not center mounted.
Yeah. Why not the middle?
Like that's kind of weird. And then the hood scoop thing. Hood scoops are cool. They're functional. That's cool. But again, like how the head, like I don't know. It looks like the headlights are pinching like one of those stress balls, and it's like just pushing out the grill. Like what I'm saying? Because it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't give. I don't know. I have to say, ever since GM went to that body style, 19, 18?
The early L5P.
I started not liking them.
Mm-hmm.
And even that, like, it's like they're trying to be round and smooth and clean, but then they have these harsh edges everywhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'm no, like, designer, but but just by looking at that truck, it just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't look right to me.
Yeah, I'm not into it, and I really don't like the fog lights in the bumper. I hate the way, scroll up a little bit more, Corey, when they do those like skinny, tall, vertical
even see
ones
'em.
on the very, very outside of the bumper. No.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I love the way Ford has always done their fog lights. Nice, square fog lights, a lot of times towards the center of the bumper, but an actual light. It doesn't just look like a part that makes things bright. It's an actual, it looks like a light housing.
I wonder what the GMCs look like. When you search at 2024 GMC,
Probably 42% better.
well, I know, like, what was the Chevys were a better looking in like a 2020 versus a GM to me, like, because they had like pretty drastic. They had different grills, like it was pretty different.
In the past, I've always seemed to like the GMC side better than the Chevy. I don't know why. Well, not of those. 22, 24.
Maybe they didn't release them yet.
No, I guess they're not released yet. Yeah, I agree. But rest assured, I'm fairly certain they're probably going to look like shit.
Yeah.
I got no faith in them, man. Yeah. No faith. Finally.
Oh.
Corey went back to a picture of Super Duty. All of a sudden, I felt good about everything again. Now we're at the GM. And
Let's go down to that interior. Let's check out the interior. Come on now. We can't, they might have some cool stuff. Yeah, it looks.
Same freaking steering wheel.
Same steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Digital
look bad.
dash. Okay. Or gauge cluster, I would say. Lots of buttons. I mean, look at the knobs and buttons on the left side of the dash, lower where your headlight switch would be. That's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, call me crazy, and this is totally like a pick apart type thing. Look at the gear shifter.
Yeah, it's way up high.
The way it's pointing up, I can't stand that. To me, it always seems like it's broken when you have something pointing up that high. A gear shifter is supposed to stick out sideways.
You're supposed to be
it's
able
not
to rest your hand on it as you're driving.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Like that, I know it's in park right now, so technically it's as high as it goes. But even when it's like when I think about all my other trucks that are a column shifter. Even when they're in park, they're not like pointing toward. It's over 45 degrees pointing towards the roof.
So I got a question, and there may be a simple answer for this, but why don't they do center console mounted shifters? I'd like a center console shifter. Put it in gear. It's right there. You can rest your hand on it. It's something you can,
Waste
they do.
space.
It's called a manual.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Not in a diesel truck.
Not anymore.
No, nobody has a manual. Ram was the last one in 2018.
Call me a purist on this, but if it's an automatic and it's a truck, it's on the fucking column. Straight up. And dogs with your knob on the dash.
That's only like half tons. Okay. There might be some. I don't know if the 3/4 ton higher trim packages have that, but
they don't.
Mine's got an actual column gear shifter. But I've always wondered that, like, why not do a center console mounted shifter? I enjoy a center console mounted shifter. Why are you so upset about him?
No, dude.
Why?
Why? You're saying why? I'm like the same way. Like, why would you, man?
I know, but like, I get the column thing. It's like, it's an old school truck. That's where they've always been. But I enjoy a center console mounted shifter.
Okay.
Okay, sit in a vehicle. Okay, this is your automatic shifting hand. All right. Okay. You sit in. You have to lift your hand up and do it right. Where if it was in the console, your arm's already there. You're just drive away.
You make it seem like it takes so much effort.
It's so stressful. It's so like here's my cup of beverage right next to my shifter. They're all right here. These are all the things that I need. I need the shifter. I need my beverage. I've got other things probably here. I don't know.
You know
what?
I'm gonna try and find
Common ground.
an okay way to say this on a podcast without
Oh.
sounding really, really bad. What you just explained to me is like, so you're telling me I take off my underwear and my pants before I lay my wife down? Oh man, dude, it's so terrible. Like,
Oh, come on.
you're
Come
telling me
on.
I gotta help her take her shirt off to see her upstairs? Oh, dude,
Dude, no.
like, come on, man.
No, all I'm saying is that's a natural area for your hand to lay, and it's nice when you're cruising. If you're cruising and you got your arm on the center cons, right?
Yeah.
Your hand, like my hand right now on my center cons, is just like I don't even know what to do with this.
Like limp-wristed flopping around.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, what if there's a shifter there? Arm. Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice cruise right there. That's
Stupid.
nice.
No. Okay.
Corey, come on, say something.
Here's my logic. You want to hear the logic on this one? Okay. Let's say you do have a center or center mounted shifter.
Yeah.
For you, It makes absolutely no sense to have a cable and a shifter running all the way there to be like a foot and a half off the floor of the truck just to put a fucking shifter there because it's easier. Okay? The shifter goes on the column.
Listen, I'd like to be able to change shift
You go
knobs
to
out.
a men's bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like-
These just facts of life.
Okay, they have like tow haul, and sometimes there's like gear selectors right on that column thing.
Yeah.
Okay, what if you're in a pickle and you're like, okay, I need to control this transmission. Oh man, what's going on? This is getting sketchy. Oh, what gear am I in? I gotta change it. Oh, my hand, it's flopping around because it's bumpy. I can't do it. Like, what's going on? Okay.
Let me just take my hand way further off the steering wheel to reach down to a gear selector
No,
that I
'cause
may have to look down at.
Not even if it's
Erroneous.
buttons.
That argument's bullshit.
If it's buttons.
Nope.
Oh, okay, you drove my Talon. Where's the shifter? Center console. Guess where your hands were? You had one hand on the steering wheel and you had one hand down low.
No, I was two-handed on there. 100%.
When I'm cruising, guess what?
100%.
I have my cup holders right there. I'll have my beverage, and I'll have my fucking
Which a beverage holder does
right next to
belong
the
center
shifter. But then I'll
console.
also have my hand holding the shifter sometimes, as I'm just ripping. It's just
But also keep in mind, it's because like that is a performance vehicle, which you are going to be shifting up and down consistently.
But my shifters are up here, paddle shifters. I hardly use them.
I think that's what I was using, actually. Now I think about it.
No, I don't think you were.
No, I can't remember. I blacked out. I was having too much fun.
I'm just saying, before any manufacturers look at putting a knob like Ram did in the 1500, which is kind of homo, just put it in the center console. And you can have like your tow haul button right there. You can have your up and down gear right there on the shifter. Have a nice shifter. Like Ram guys, you can get like a big old Ram head. Like Ford guys, you can get like a voluptuous vagina. And GM guys, you can, well, probably a glizzy.
Not even a little bit. Like
Probably a
I'm not
glizzy.
even like partially
No,
amused
you're
right
not-
now.
you're not.
Like,
all right.
like
you know?
unpopular opinion, I'll take a dash-mounted 1500 knob shifter with before a center-mounted shifter.
Really?
Totally. I think the column. I'm sorry. Center console. They got me all flustered, man.
Yeah.
Like I think we're gonna fight. But I think the center is.
I don't understand
It's so dumb!
why you think they're so dumb. Like that is such
It
a
doesn't
good
make any engineering sense. Why would I
Why
run a
would it
cable
not make
and
sense?
a shifter all the way to the
Oh,
center console?
Let me run a cable up my steering column through the freaking small ass area in here. It's a tiny little cable that will freaking eventually break, and let me attach it to this weird little freaking glizzy setup that's on the shifter. Why don't I have like a regular shifter that has been in center consoles of vehicles like since the beginning of time? Like that's
argument. I got your argument for you here. Because I will do everything in my power to have a seat in the middle of my truck so that my wife can sit right next to me.
okay. That's
I want the
fair
girl
enough.
sitting right next to me.
Sure, but on
You can't
trucks
be
that
doing
have a
that with
center
that
console,
that
have
console.
a full center console. Like all the cool Fords have a full center console. They have I love their center console. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that shifter right there, baby. Just throw that.
You know how many cup holders go away because that stupid fucking shifter?
Who needs 4 cup holders for the front?
I do. You ever had kids?
No.
Cup holders are essential, man.
No.
Different cubbies
No.
and stuff.
No.
Buttons and shit.
I would eliminate cubbies to have a shifter there because I tend to
Bullshit.
clutter things,
Nah.
and I don't want trash and drink residue and liquids forming in the bottom of my cup holders and creating a stench. I would simplify that by putting a shifter down there that has all my transmission controls right above the transmission, like right there. Like they're hanging out. They're friends. They're neighbors. But no, you're gonna put that shifter in the, you know.
Where it belongs.
Well, I guess we could just agree to disagree on this topic, but
No, there's clearly a right answer. It's on the column. We're going to have a debate in the Facebook group if you'd like to join us after this comes out. And I'd like to hear everybody's argument, good, bad, happy, or sad.
I'm probably gonna get eaten up in the comments, but I don't care. I think I like a freaking center console shifter. For some reason, I just like that. I think it's cool.
Here's going to be my closing statement for this
Shut
part.
up, nobody cares.
Okay? when I picture, you know, I want to try and make everything in my wife's life easier. I want to try, like, I want her to be as happy and as stress-free, and I want to make things as easy for her as possible. When I think about a vehicle that I want my wife to drive, if I have the choice, you know, I take into account where the shifter is. I know that she, being a lady, is more comfortable with a console shifter because she's a woman.
Okay.
I'm not saying women don't drive trucks that have, you know, column shifters, but when I think about my wife trying to drive something with a column shifter, which she's going to because the excursion is going to be hers, that's fine.
Yeah.
First off, I think when my wife starts to driving the excursion, that's going to be all over because my pants are going to be tight all day, straight up. But when I think about a lady getting into a vehicle and shifting, they're grabbing a column or a center. It's the stupid place for a shifter because
It's
they're
true.
girls.
My wife did the same thing with the new truck.
Yeah.
What? Trying to reach for it.
Yeah, I went to the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you guys.
I can tell you this much: the first heavy-duty truck to have a center console shifter will be a Duramax. 100%, I guarantee it.
No, they're gonna go. They're not. They're gonna go
I figured it'd
straight
go-
past the knob, and it's gonna be like a finger hole.
I thought it would go into the
You
seat.
stick your finger in, and you're like,
Yeah.
drive.
I think they'll have a big old juicy glizzy as the shifter on there, and you'll just slap it around
Drive.
to get out of park. You go
Park. Whoa.
It's going to be embedded into the seat.
Yeah. It's gonna be rectally controlled.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right.
They call that 69G. You just sit down,
Yeah.
connected,
Whatever.
like Avatar.
All right. So Ford rocks. GM sucks. Ford wins.
Yep. And those are the facts of life. Dudes who like dudes go with a center console shifter.
Oh
Fact.
God. You know.
Fact. I'd like more cup holders for my soda pop after I choke down in Glizzy.
The reason why we keep saying glizzies is I finally figured out what a glizzy is from Instagram videos of hot dogs. So now I can't stop saying glizzy.
We walked into this podcast and Tyler was like, "Has a shitting guys. Did you know they call hot dogs glizzies?" Dude.
I'm like 5 years behind on the. But I was telling him it was like every day is like a new adventure for me. Like I find something out new, and I hold back. There's a lot of new things that I found that I don't say anything about because I'm like, oh, that's probably been around a while. But glizzy, I mean, that's
a good one.
I've
It's
never
fun
heard
to
you
say.
say it. It is very fun to say.
Well,
And-
how often do I reference hot dogs in our conversation, dude?
well, did we go camping? Do we have glizzies?
We
Did
did.
we?
No.
Yeah, we did the first
did.
night, dude. I made glizzies,
Oh,
and you never mentioned it.
fuck that, man. I figured nobody else maybe knew what it was or something. Maybe I was too drunk. There's
I think
full,
it's a ladder.
There was a full cup going around. I got a little distracted.
Yeah, there was a
Corey
full-
walked out of his tent with a full fucking foam cup of Walker.
Yeah. Straight Walker. I'm pretty sure the ice was fake ice. It was just it was rocks that were made to look like ice that you just got cold, but they never melted because it was straight up fire. Like,
Hey, try this drink. Okay. Ah, dude.
you want to feel like a real bitch? Take a sip of that because
Yeah.
I took a sip of that and I was like, Jesus Christ,
A
bro!
full like 24-ounce foam cup, just full.
Like, how
walk
the
around the
hell?
campsite, happy as hell.
Yeah, let me go hammer like 30 beers to keep up with you, bro. Like, my lord.
I love you guys. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to wrap this one up. Go ahead and sound off in the comments, or if you want to get the real inside chat in the private group, get on that get on the America's Diesel Podcast, the group Facebook page, because that's where we get down. I don't want to say it's uncensored because Facebook still does censor stuff inside groups, but if you want to get the real deal on there and not in the public view, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
So that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.
Bah. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at dieselpowerproducts.com.